Yesterday, I went to the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum in Nashville to check out their new Muscle Shoals exhibit. I'm always astounded by the artifacts they have on display, the stories that they tell, one of the greatest collections of music history in the world. So this is one of those gems. This is Vassar's fiddle. Vassar Clements, famous. He called himself the hillbilly jazz fiddle player, bluegrass fiddle player. Played with Bill Monroe. He began playing with the rock and rollers. Vassar joined Nitty Gritty Dirt Band when they recorded "Will the Circle Be Unbroken," which was one of the earliest cross-generational projects in country music with rock and roll. And Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, of course, has a lot of history with the Allman brothers, with Duane and Greg. Their manager, Bill McEwen, is who brought the Allman Joys to Los Angeles, where they became Hourglass. Vassar also played with Jerry Garcia in Olden in the Way. In 1974, Vassar hooks up with Dickey on the Highway Call album. I'm going to bring it real quick back to Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Jeff Hanna from Nitty Gritty Dirt Band played on that album on the song Handpicked, which is a song that Dickey Betts wrote specifically to play with Vassar Clements. And Highway Call is we were going to leave the circle unbroken. Dickey was enthralled by Vassar's fiddle. Vassar thought that maybe back to like the 16th century, something like that. The Country Music Hall of Fame said it was made in the late 19th century, modeled after a very early viola from a very great violin maker. But it was indeed from Europe. And there was even some discussion that it might have Roma origins. That's not true either, apparently, or at least that's not something that the Country Music Hall of Fame said. I want to read a quick quote from Dickey in the Highway Call era when Vassar was in his band. Dickey says, "My daddy's main instrument was the fiddle. Maybe that's why I'm so fascinated with Vassar's fiddle. Mostly, though, I think it's Vassar. Him and I are doing something we've never talked about. I'm 31, and Vassar, he's in his 40s, a stone country player. Me being younger is probably why I got into electric country rock, or whatever you call it. Vassar never stopped. He hasn't kept himself in the old school. And I'm not a country picker at all. So me and Vassar are two different kinds of player, but we're the same kind of person. What's happening is when he and I get together, there's a kind of marriage between those two things. And when we start exchanging riffs back and forth, we get to talking to one another, and it just feels so goddamn good." This is an image from the Highway Call tour there. You'll see Vassar there in the tremendous plaid trousers. Dickey ends up running into Vassar at bluegrass festivals in Florida. Decided he wanted to make this early proto-Americana. Both Dickey's Highway Call, Greg's Laid Back. When people heard them, it was a big shock because it was so different than what they had heard with the collective. Shows a side of Dickey that I wish we had more records of.